If you want to buy a locomotive, a nice little one you can make a friend of, you could buy this one or any one of 15 other old narrow-gauge steam locomotives on offer here at the famous Penrhyn Slate Quarries at Bethesda in North Wales. The biggest quarry in the world, I'm told. A great hole 10 miles in diameter, gouged out of the earth in 300 years of toil. When she was a young girl, this place swarmed with men, between 2,500 and 3,000 of them. There were 2,000 men working here as lately as 1925. Once, muscle power worked this great place, and these heavy wagons loaded with slate were pushed by men and boys from the working galleries to the dressing and splitting shops. Then they used horses, and finally later they used these. Now, although there are fewer men employed here, this quarry, I'm happy to say, in a time when slate industry is in the decline, is doing very well. So well, in fact, that they're spending a lot of money modernizing. And among the casualties of modernization are Geoghegan and her old working companions, the old steam locomotives. They're being replaced by modern diesels. So if you're on the lookout for a nice bargain price locomotive for the back garden, come to Bethesda. And now for the gems of the collection, two little beauties that would bring joy to the heart of any railway enthusiast, both reconditioned, both in full working order and painted up to show you just how attractive these old things can be made to look. First, the Glyder, named as many of these old locos are after a nearby mountain, built at the Caledonia Works at Kilmarnock in Ayrshire in 1931. Originally, Glyder was used by a contractor during the building of a reservoir, and it was bought by the quarry here for £60. And I can tell you, if you're looking for a bargain, this is the boy for you. You could have this for £100, as little as that. And all you need is a bit of back garden, a couple of lengths of rail, and you're set up as a locomotive owner. And if you think that's a bit far-fetched, let me tell you that only last week a man from the south bought one of these old locomotives and some rail for that very purpose. I think he's going to have fun. This could be described as an 040. It's got no front wheels, no bogie wheels, and the driving wheel, unlike a mainline locomotive, is not big because it gives better traction with a small wheel, and a small wheel can cope more easily with the acute curves in some of the lines. You could say this is a utility model. A masculine engine with a bit of the brute in it. But now, isn't this a little lady? Isn't this a beauty? This Nesta was built by the Hunslet Engine Company at Leeds in 1899. And by the way, both these locos were used only a few months ago in the quarry here. This one you wouldn't get for £60 or £100. No, sir, I'm told 200 or 300 would be needed to buy that. But isn't she lovely? Now, easy to run, I'm told, simple controls, but sad days for dear old Nesta. They tell me there was a time when, if the driver didn't keep this brass shining like a 9-pin, he would get fired. His brake, gears, what we'd call the throttle, they call the regulator, safety gadgets, and here his gauge, working pressure about 120 pounds. If you exceeded it, she blew off steam. And a lot of other gadgets that I can't remember. This was for the poker. Well, I hope Nesta gets a good home. She deserves it after a lifetime of solid work. Little Nesta, you know, pulled 20 wagons, each loaded with a ton of slate. But business is business. Nesta and her like need 2 men to look after them. It takes at least 2 hours to get them stoked up ready for work, and there's a lot of maintenance. So the old steam locos have been, or are being, superseded in the name of efficiency. And now let me show you the usurper. A pretty miserable unit, don't you think? But of course, efficient. Needs only 1 man. Can be started, I'm told, in a minute. And it's easy to drive. I hope, because I'm going to have a go at it. Now, where are we?